Welcome, this is Petra with your Twin Flame Pick a Card reading. Today we are going to look inside the question, how can you repair the belief in true love in your union journey? So here's the thing. We have recently talked about in other videos on my channel the problem that many twin flames, when they start to do the real twin flame inner work, they come out with this issue that they don't actually believe in true love. You can watch my lives of recently on the live tab on my channel to hear more about that. And I think also on the normal video tab on my channel. But now we're going to look deeper into how we can resolve that for you. So I think that's a good one. You can do the Twin Flame quiz. The link is below. It'll take you only a couple of minutes. And then you'll get the outcome. What category of Twin Flame journey you are in according to this playful quiz for now, for this reason. And you can watch the reading, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, or pile 4 that corresponds with your outcome. And that is going to be long distance, fight, deny, or together. I will repeat that when we will look into the other way you could today see which pile is for you, which reading is for you. And of course you can, when we've done this introduction, go to the description box below or to the pinned comment below and click on the timestamp where your reading will start. And the other way to pick your pile today is going to be that I'm going to split these decks, 4 different ones, or you can already see which one of these has your attention, or by splitting the deck that are already shuffled by me extensively, and we're going to see what card comes out. And if that card speaks to you for the question of how can you repair the belief in true love in your union journey, then you can pick that pile. So let's see what card comes out here. Okay. And it is plant yourself here and now. Or the next pile. Let's split it. Where are we going to start? And it is the King of Coins. The King of Pentacles. For the pile that also represents fight, and plant yourself in the here and now was for the pile that also represents long distance. Let's split this deck. Beautiful Egyptian deck. Where do we get? Ooh, wow, that was a weird one. Well, I think this is going to be it like this. All right. And let's see. Mask. And then we have the beautiful Isis deck. So let's split it to see what we're gonna do. This is, how shall we translate this title of the card? This is geometric form, right? It's a cleansing tool. Sacred geometry, and it is also, according to the title, the war wagon for ascension. Spiritual work, for the advanced student. Right, so which one speaks to you? And this last one corresponds with together, this one corresponds with deny, this one corresponds with fight, and this one corresponds with long distance. You can choose your reading. So pile number 1, long distance, plant yourself here and now. Let's see how you can repair the belief in true love in your union journey. Let's see, what are we going to do? I think we're going to get one more of these, and then we'll get some more of some other piles of cards that I'm going to use for all the decks. And it was so fun because I saw that today we had just a lot of fun with angels and fairies. So they all wanted to come help with your reading. So, and also the other readings today. That's, I think, a lot of fun. These were moving. These were fairies, and these are dragon fae, like dragon fairies. They're all emanations from Divine Mother. And they all want to help us, and the angels want to help us too. So let's see which cards from the angels want to come in. Okay. And we have more angels. Another angel deck that also will show me something. Oh, also these two. Well, okay. All right. Looks good. So, how can you repair the belief in true love in your union journey? Because it may just be very unconscious that you're even there, that you're even in denial, that you're even in this place where you don't believe it. But there it is, you know? And it's good to recognize that, because then you just you can work on it. You can free yourself, isn't it? So we begin for you with the plant yourself here and now, integration, embodiment, grounded action. So starting to truly believe in true love again in your union journey, start with grounding, start with accepting that you are here on earth, and this is the place where everything comes together for you, you know, like you need to accept that you're on earth. You need to accept that you are an expression of the divine, but in a body, and your twin flame is in a body too. It's a very physical journey. You have to accept that. It will be like in the physical, it will be full of imperfections, but you can more and more experience that as the true perfect love. That is the process of going towards the consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union. That's what I teach. That's what I bring across in my school that you can step into behind the YouTube videos. And it's both here, you know. It helps you to also accept, like, well, of course we're going to step into this divine love with the true twin flame and whatnot, but it's real. It's on earth. It's that comes out in a physical experience. So start to make maybe like walks on a daily basis in nature, forest bathing, so-called, right? Start to do that, for instance, every morning for half an hour or something. And then you come home and you do the key tool for twin flame inner work. You can find on my channel videos about how to do that key inner work for twin flames. You can also come to my Facebook group called Your Abundance, and there we have all kinds of explanations and downloads and videos about how to do that important twin flame inner work with the key tool. For instance, you go every morning, you make a walk, and then you come home and you for half an hour do, on paper, you work on doing some key tool exercises for yourself. That's just a very grounded way of doing your life. It really gives it meaning, and you are already going in the direction of your harmonious twin flame union with your true twin flame. And it'll start to like give you the feeling, give you this meaningful feeling of the growth of the belief in true love. And we also for you have crowning, initiation, birth, rebirth, a place on the table. It's like a very birth, physical, sexual, baby birth kind of card and visuals. So I think by accepting, you can make the fundamental acceptance ground for this birth of your true union to happen. For you just sort of prepare your life and yourself for the true twin flame to come in. Have you ever asked yourself, what would it be, what would it mean to you if your twin flame came to you today, to your house, to start a relationship together? How can you prepare your house? Are you in the mentality to welcome that? It's not to say that we shouldn't have any boundaries or whatnot, even with our twin flames, but at the same time, have you ever even asked yourself that? You know, there's a very physical, real check with yourself. Like, am I open for true love and a relationship that belongs to that? It's both hyper abstract because it's your experience, and it is hyper physical. And for you, it seems like a good idea to give attention to that physical nature of things, reconnecting with nature, reconnecting with the fact that you are nature, so that this rebirth can happen in your life. So I hope that makes sense. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful message, and it really speaks to me as well. So let's see. This all feels very fairy-like because it is speaking about the nature and like the spiritual nature sort of. And well, what is more spiritual nature than the fairies? So we're going to look at the fairy cards. Let's see what we have for you. Deep in the forest. You may be feeling like a stranger in this country. There are new experiences. You feel insecure. This is an area of change of perception, change of perspective, change of, being. So she's clearly deep in the forest also, you know, deep in nature. So that's where you need to go. You need to go deep into this experience of nature, of being on earth and accepting yourself there. And that's how you can heal the belief in true love. Because that's where it'll change into being this zone of going so much deeper spiritually too, and then the twin flame can come in because of that. Child of the Moon is the other fairy card you have. Forgiveness, surpassing the ego. Child of the Moon. She is like almost playing with the moon as if it's a ball or something. Very, very sweet. So very playful too. And yeah, also connected like to the stars, being a child. Well, stars or the moon, right? Which is very physical as well. Also in symbology, because it is really reflecting the light of the sun. So when we look at what do the sun and the moon mean spiritually for us on our twin flame journey, then you could say like, well, the sun is really the spiritual light that union eventually abstractly is. And the physicality is the earth, your body, your beingness, your existence here on earth, your daily life, the fact that your twin flame walks around on earth and you walk around on earth. How do you bring that together practically, and all of that? And that is the symbol of the moon, because it is a reflection of the pure light, spiritual light of the sun. Just like the bodies in the earth are a reflection of the real being that you are. You are actually your invisible union itself. But we can't really touch that. So it makes sense to accept that you are the moon, a child of the moon. You are the reflection, you are the body. You have to accept that also. Even when we look at the course ACIM, which I sometimes, or a lot, mention as a possible thing that happens, that helps you to go in the direction of union consciousness, which then is the preparation for harmonious union consciousness, which is not the only route that I offer, but it is a way to read that book, to do that course, A Course in Miracles, ACIM. That's what I sometimes talk about. And that actually says, well, you're just essentially, you're the light, you know? So that then looks like, oh, so we just need to forego the fact that we're on Earth, that we're the moon, that we're a body, that doesn't matter. Well, in essence, that is what is said, but it also says, don't deny that you're a body. So for you, it is important to go back to that, don't deny that. Maybe you should really, really honor being a body. Go to the forest, be nature. If you can't even accept that, you also can't accept in that abstract nature of the true light. Like, how do you think that is going to mesh together when you can't even accept that you're a body on earth? Because then you're just dissociating. And that's not the teaching of ACIM or of me or of harmonious twin flame union, the consciousness state. That's not what that is. We're not going to dissociate. Oh no, we're not going to numb us out. No. It's the opposite of that. You fully accept that you're the body, and you accept everything that you feel and all your emotions and all the nastiness too, and the this and the that, whatever it is. You're going to so fully accept that it changes into the loving all that is. And that's where your twin flame comes in. So let's see, what more do we have? We have Dragon Fae. You know, they also want to play with us here. Because there's a lot of fays and a lot of angels, apparently, that want to work with you. And you have, well, more physical things. Yeah, so it just keeps on saying the same thing. This is, well, the lovers at the feast meal. So it is saying that the twin flames need to eat well, because it also says eat consciously. Very physical. So pay attention. What are you eating? Does it make sense? Is it what Divine Mother whispers in your ear that is the right nutritious food for you, so that your body does flourish and you don't numb it out? It's fully in the light. It's fully able to flourish. It's fully able to be healthy. You know, that's also why I teach food and the body and the healing of that as well in the course Twin Flame Abundance Now, that right now the door is open. You could step into that year group course. And this is one of the 24 plus yearly topics that we move through to bring these daily life topics for you on the union level. That's why we do that. So there is clearly a diet, let's say, that Divine Mother stands for and recommends. But, first maybe just become conscious. What are you putting in your body? What is that? And use some common sense, right? If you're only eating raw sugar out of a sugar bag, well, that's going to make you real high, almost spiritually high immediately. But on the long term, it's of course going to be detrimental. Common sense. Apalala. Well, this is completely about you being a very peaceful being. That's what it says. You are a peaceful being. You are the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine, as if you are the yin and the yang in one. You are the union. Here are the twin flames. You are the union. So also think about, what are you feeding yourself spiritually? Okay, let's talk spiritually now. We talked a lot about what you can look into for yourself physically. Like, don't numb out. Don't try to escape the earth. It is going to all take place. Where do you think this harmonious twin flame union, heaven state, is going to take place for you and your twin flame? On earth, friends. That's where that is. It's a mind state. And it takes place exactly where you are physically now. Anyway, so also think about, we talked a lot about that physicality, but also think about, what are you feeding yourself to become more and more? This is like Adam and Eve. She's holding the apple. Well, there's a lot of symbology in that. I have talked about that recently on my channel also. There are some live shows that I did on Twin Flames in the Bible, and I think I've said something about that. Twin Flames in the Bible, Adam and Eve in the Bible, in Genesis, the first Bible book, and what it might actually mean for you and your twin flame. Because you can read it as twin flames. And what does it mean then? So go to that. You need to go to that video as well to learn more about what I said there. But, it's also about what are you eating with your mind? What are you eating in your belief system? What are you taking in that you believe or not believe? Many people believe, well, frankly, bullshit about twin flames. And then they're like, but I can't make it come true. And my twin flame keeps on walking away and whatnot. Well, guess what? You believe nonsense. You believe something that is not true in the first place. So how do you think you can really make it to this harmonious place of being in union in the heaven consciousness on earth together that won't be broken off anymore? How do you think you're going to do that while you have errors in your mind, while you think about twin flames, believe about twin flames, things that are not true? For things that are not true, for instance, like, how do you do the journey? What makes you make a step forward? And people have real weird things about that in their minds. They've picked it up from, well, untrue twin flame teachers on Facebook, on YouTube, on wherever, on the internet, telling you things that are blatantly untrue because they actually have no idea, even though they present themselves as twin flame teachers, or even with someone sitting next to them that they might present as being their twin flame, which is very often also really not the case. So people think, I don't know what they think, that your twin flame is not meant to be your romantic partner, or that it's also okay to wait another lifetime for union to take place, or they believe that, well, the universe is going to just do it for me. I don't need to do anything myself. And I'm just waiting forever here. Am I not fantastic? But that's all bullshit. Or they say like, I don't know what kind of things they say. Well, this is the divine masculine, this is the divine feminine, but we can also swap roles. No, you can't. And they think, I don't know, all kinds of mythologies. I also have on my channel, I have a video full with twin flame mythologies. So when you're eating that, well, you won't make it to harmonious twin flame union, and it certainly won't last. That's not possible. People think that, well, I need to just deny my twin flame and delete all pictures I have of them on my phone and not talk to them anymore at all. And that'll help. That'll help. While not understanding that that's just the next manipulation technique that doesn't say anything about if it is your true twin flame. And it certainly doesn't bring you to the consciousness state it is all about, that is harmonious twin flame union. But you know better because you are in this reading. And Apalala means that you need to believe in your actual union, the actual wholeness in God of the divine masculine and divine feminine, and the beingness, the creatureness of that. Look, this is like this dragon creature. It is, you are this creature, you are the union. You don't need to manipulate yourself or your twin flame. Never, ever, ever, for this wholeness to be already true. You just need to start with forest bathing and then do the true twin flame work. And then you will manifest this in the Garden of Eden, which is the symbol for heaven, which means in the divine mind, which is connected to deep in the forest, child of the moon, plant yourself on earth and be born on earth. All right. So these angel cards for you are forgiveness. And let's look at the other one also. Be assertive. Well, beautiful. Because when you can forgive yourself for all the nonsense and forgive all the people you think did something to you, like in your past or your abusive parents, but also like your abusive twin flame, anyone, and see that differently and forgive yourself for what you did to other people and what you did to God and how you denied yourself harmonious twin flame union, how you denied yourself your union. Forgive, because you are already the union creature. So first we talked about acceptance. Now we need to also forgive so that we shift into being the union. It's a very deep forgiveness that is meant here. It's not like, well, I'll forgive you when, or I will forgive myself for this, but not for that. You know, when we look at ACIM again, this is really interesting because it actually says the real forgiveness that ACIM talks about constantly is about you need to forgive them and yourself, which is the same, for what they and you never did. I will say that again. You need to forgive them and yourself for what they and you yourself never did. Because you are the true union. Yes, you are connected also to being that physical person on earth. But now we're going deeper and we're going to forgive all the things that so-called body, so-called did. And we're now going to live in the mind the fact that you are actually that union. And this will give changes in being on earth. Everything starts to look like how you are actually in the divine mind. And you get there by forgiving to such a degree in this way that you know that it never happened in the first place, because you always were that perfect union creature already. And that may sound like contradictory or like a Zen riddle. Well, here's your Zen riddle. That'll bring you union. There you go. And then you can become assertive with this angel card. Then you can become assertive, because now you broke that illusion through. And the real union energy can start to pour into your being on earth, walking around on earth. And guess what? You can be together with your twin flame. You can just step forward and say, hey, twin flame, you know, let's right now start this relationship. You know, I always wanted to live together with you in a house. Shall we make the first moves to make that a reality? What do you think? You know, then it starts. It really starts. And it has this lightness to it then. So that's when you can be assertive. Well, that's for sure a real solution for you there. And we have 2 angels from the, it's a little bit dirty here on the card. Let's get that off. 2 angels from the 72 angels of God that help me with my work, that want to help you too. And let's see what they are. Number 34 and number 19. And we can see what kind of topics they are connected to. 34. Lahehe, the clement God. Calming anger, obedience, trust and favor of superiors, discipline and sense of order, loyalty, dedication, devotion, selfless actions, and faithfulness, divine laws and justice, dedication to service, government, ministry, presidentship and directorship, intelligence, peace and harmony, the ability to be at ease in ambiguity, incorruptibility and integrity, acceptance of destiny. Right, this really gives this feeling of, well, what we just talked about, like that your physical life on earth opens up so that this union love can start to flow in. And that is calming, and that is obedient, and that is orderly, and that is devotion, and that is peace, and that is harmonious union. So it just sort of breaks open, and this angel is going to help you with that. And angel 19 too. Lavaha, the swiftly listening God. So that's the translation of the name of this angel, the swiftly listening God. And it stands for cosmic memory and memory of previous lives, expansive intelligence, amazing memory, communication, modesty, generosity, enduring adversity and mastering emotions, helping those in need, inner serenity, protection from accidents, recovery from illness, propensity for art. Yeah. Yeah, it feels really good to me. It feels more creative and more like, yeah, like the actions that you're gonna take when that all happens for you. And like the loving actions that you can take, the assertive actions that you can take inside that divine love that union really is. So I hope that helped you with the question, how can you repair the belief in true love in your union journey? Don't forget that you can also repair the relationship between your abundance and even your money and your Twin Flame Union. And that is going to be the free 5-day plus Twin Flame money game that we're going to play. And it starts on Monday, November 17. You can click the link that is below this video and in the pinned comment. Fill in your name and email address and be assured that you're in for this online challenge. It will be awesome. That's how you can integrate even more topics with love into your union journey. And I hope this helped. With love from Petra. Bye. Group 2, welcome. How can you repair the belief in true love in your union journey? This corresponds to the King of Coins, King of Pentacles, and also to the group, the outcome of the quiz, fight. So, yeah, let's take this one and we're going to ask for another card of this medieval tarot deck to come through. And then we're also going to pick some cards for your answer from a couple of card decks, and that's going to be awesome because they are going to be angels and fae and fairies. So it's all these beings, emanations of Divine Mother that really want to help you at this time. So let's take this one. Here is your other card that we are going to start with. Yeah, so the King of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. So I really have this feeling that this could be your twin flame or yourself. It's this strong masculine power that knows everything about abundance, about order, about physicality, about how to lead life so that you can make money and be stable. It's like this father figure, like the head of the household. Could be, you know, this would really be like my twin flame in a reading, for instance. The Seven of Swords means that there is some sort of strategy with which there is, you know, with which they need to work to make this movement that you're going to do. Like going to union, that's the movement that you want to do, right? To make that come true. So there's this strategy. It's as if it's a battle, which is maybe already a little bit of a weird interpretation of going to union, that it's a battle, and this is like the soldiers' camps. And this guy is like executing a strategy. Here are 2 of his swords, 5 are in his hands, total 7. Sometimes this card also means stealing the swords of the camp, maybe of the other party in the war or what have you. But it also could be a relatively neutral strategy. Like you're not going to fight the enemy right on in the old-fashioned way, I don't know, with your fists or whatnot, but you're using your brain, right? You're like, well, let me take that away so that they have less things to fight with. So that could be like a metaphor for, I'm going to be strategic about this. Let's see. I think I want to get the other cards for you because, well, let's get this. Why not? 3, it looks like. Dragon Fae card. And we have the fairy cards. So which one want to come? I feel like they want to come. And this one wants to come. So 3 as well. That's a lot. Awesome. And then let's get some of the angel cards for you. The 72 angels of God that also want to say something. Okay, 2 of them. All right. And we have these angel cards too. They also want to speak. So how can you repair the belief in true love in your union journey, right? That's what it's about. Okay, well, 4. Wow, oh, you have a lot of cards. Well, that's a lot of angel power that wants to help you. So it does look like here that maybe this is your twin flame. I know that most people that watch my channel are females or divine feminines, and this could be your male counterpart. So we established that you might not want to go forward and like, I don't know, like do the most logical thing, like, I don't know, like tell them that you love them, try to date them, I don't know. But you're going to have a strategy. And of course, you know, the strategy for twin flames is to do the inner work. You know, that's such a cliche almost, but it's also really, really true. And also at the same time, the thing that we forget the most. We're human, we forget this. I understand. You forget that you need to go in, feel your feelings, turn it around, give yourself what you need there, so the pain disappears. And then you feel free again and you can step forward, be assertive and do your thing. Or when you feel guided, not step forward, but just be. Depends on how you feel guided there. And we forget that. Because it's not easy to do the true twin flame inner work with the key tool, because that's the only way you can do the true twin flame inner work. There is no other true twin flame inner work. Well, there is more work that I also provide, and that supports doing the key tool for twin flame inner work. We have a 9-point energy system that supports the key tool for twin flame inner work, and so on. But you have to do the twin flame inner work with the key tool. Well, it's actually very normal that that's not so easy. People need around 2 years to get used to how this works for them, and to really make it a habit for yourself to always do it. It took me several years. In the beginning, I didn't understand it at all. In the far beginning, in 2011, when Divine Mother gave me this idea, this tool, or like the primitive version of it that I got back then, I didn't even believe it enough to really do it. And I also had many misunderstandings about it. And I didn't know that I really, really needed to do it over and over, really, really, really on myself, over and over, deeper and deeper. Really do it, not just a little bit, just really do it. And I didn't understand it, and I forgot it all the time, and my ego was insulted by the outcome, so I didn't do it, and until I really did it, and then it worked. And until I met the Christ Masters on Earth that are here to roll out the consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union that it's all about. And that is the consciousness state that you will get once you have done that key tool for twin flame inner work enough. And you are with a teacher that can pass you this consciousness state on. Then at a certain point, you fall into that new space of the harmonious twin flame union consciousness. You got it from the teacher because you did enough of the key tool for twin flames. So for me, this also happened. I worked with the Christ Masters. They showed me that the tool was legit because they had their own version of it and it was essentially the same. I did it enough and then I fell into the harmonious union consciousness state. Thank you so much. I mean, I'm really eternally grateful, like you can't believe. That's what needs to be done. That's the strategy, if you will. That's what we're doing here when you step into the school behind the screen, behind YouTube. That's what I will guide you through. And you can also try it already on your own. I mean, I just publish how this tool goes for free. in my Facebook group, Your Abundance, that's for instance a place where there is all the explanations, all the videos, all the downloads. It's a good place to get a lot of material about that. But it can be hard to understand that that's really it. People are like, well, yeah, okay, sorta. And then they forget about it. But it's not an undue statement at all, that is the strategy and you need to do it. All right. And that's also why we have programs, because it'll guide you to do it. It'll guide you to do it correctly. It'll guide you to keep on doing it when it gets difficult. And it'll guide you to the result where you are needing to go with it, which is the consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union. That's it. Well, end of reading. That was the end of your reading. We think often like, well, this is a thing with my twin flame. Maybe it's not that I need to do the key tool for twin flame inner work this time. No, you do. Right? It's like, oh, your group says fight. Well, I'm fighting with my twin flame, but that's the problem. The problem is not that I need to do inner work. The problem is they're fighting. That's the problem. Well, same answer. You need to do the twin flame inner work to make that situation change. No matter who you want to blame or no matter what it is. Also in your case, this is the tool. You do need to do it. It will help. Yeah, that's really the answer. And that's also really how you can repair and believe in true love. Because that strategy, that twin flame inner work with the key tool, opens you up from the inside out to experience what this really is. The overwhelming divine twin flame love starts to flow again into your experiential field, into your body, into the world, through doing that key tool. At whatever moment you're not into that, standing into that perfect flow of divine love into your life anymore. Any moment. Maybe you had like wonderful moments with your twin flame. But how do you make that last? I mean, that is the whole thing. That's the whole point. People say, well, my twin flame ran off again. Well, my twin flame is fighting with me again. So now it stopped. Painful, 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 painful. Well, do that key tool and it starts to flow again. And at a certain moment when you do that enough, etc., to such a degree that they won't run off again. They won't go away again anymore. This flow doesn't go away anymore as well, which is sort of the same, right? All right. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the Dragon Fae that want to help you with your situation. The Dream Catcher. Wisdom from your dreams. Well, yeah, wisdom from your dreams. Well, I mean, sometimes we think that, is this really a dream with my twin flame? Like a dream in a sense of it will just float off and it remains a dream. Or or can we make this come true? Or can we realize that when I can dream this literally in the night or think it up in the middle of the day, is that already a sign in itself that it can happen? And what does the dream say? Maybe it's a dream from God that tries to show you your next step in the strategy. There's also guidance, you know. There's not only doing the key tool, there's also guidance that is freed up because of you doing the key tool. you start to be sensitive for that inner voice, the correct one, that can guide you forward. All right, let's see, what more do you have? The blue lady. Nothing is impossible. So it's not impossible at all what you dream of when you have the right tools, when you are doing the tool in the arms of the true twin flame teacher that when it is your time can give you the state of consciousness of harmonious twin flame union. It's not impossible at all when you feel and go after your guidance. Furnia, clarity. This dragon fable will help you get clarity. Sometimes it's like, well, we're fighting, it is their fault. It is therefore like easily you can, with like common psychology, you could say that's toxic, it's not right. Well, this Furnia gives you clarity about boundaries, about, well, in that relationship realm, what is what? And these kinds of things like where does the boundary need to take place, etc., etc. That can only become clear when you do the key inner work, because that opens you up for that nothing is impossible, for guidance and dreams, for things that need to be cleared up in knowing what is what, where does the boundary need to be placed. But you can't first think that you're going to hear messages and believe that everything is fine and know where the boundary needs to be. No, you don't. That's why you are in the situation you're in. That's why you are in this reading. That's why you don't know what to do. That's why you're in a fight with your twin flame. Because you have not done the core strategy first, which is the key tool. You need to do that first, always. And then all these things will be the result. Let's see what the fairies want to tell you. The Silver Sisters, time to seek protection against toxic thoughts and energy. Well, this is fun. They're Silver Sisters. They're all but twins. So it really looks like they're twins. Twins in like physical twins from one mother in one time coming out of the mother. How do you say that? Anyway, you understand what I mean. Which then is some sort of a symbol for the soul twins, which is you and your true twin flame. So, well, and wasn't that just what we were talking about? So you need to get to clarity about how to deal with maybe like toxicity in your union, fighting in your union. And it's time to bring that to a solution, and these Silver Sisters are going to help you. So here's the thing, inside your union there can be toxicity, but you need to do the actual strategy for twin flames, the twin flame inner work with the key tool for that. And then it becomes clear what is really going on, step one. Turn it around to yourself. Oh, I do that to myself. Is that true? Step 3, yes. Step 4, like, what do I need to feel loved here? That's key version 2. We also have key version 1. We also have key, the trauma version. There are multiple versions. They all have what's really going on and a turnaround. And then love yourself. That's all inside of that. That's inside of all the versions. So you always get to feel like, oh, but it is me that experiences that. So it is nevertheless, even though I think they're fighting with me, it's their fault, That's what I thought in step 1. But now I always, in every key version, I need to look into myself. Like, I experienced that. And I can change myself. I can't change them. But by accepting that I can change myself, I heal myself where it hurts in me, I turn it around there, I do change. And then I experience the world differently. And because they are my twin flame, when they are truly my twin flame, even though in step 1 I said, I can't change them, I can only change myself. That's my empowerment. But then in step 4, from the real twin flame tool key, when you have turned it around correctly and you are genuinely at step 4, and it is genuinely your twin flame, you actually do change them. And why at step 1 do I say you don't change them, but you can't change yourself? You can't change yourself. Isn't that empowering? And it's step 4. I have a different reality that I tell you. Because you do change consciousness between step 1 and 4 of the key tool. That's the whole point of it. That is the whole point of the key tool. You do change consciousness. Duh. It's like, yeah, that's the consciousness change of twin flames. That's why we have a consciousness state for twin flames, harmonious union. And it is different. So it is time to really take that seriously. The story keeper. Really nice. Let me show you that one. Telling your story. A story that is told from generation to generation. Writing your wisdom down. Well, the key tool, you're certainly going to write down what that gives you in every step of the 4 steps. And that is a very good method to do it like that, to get used to it. And then you get to this one. Yeah, you do. And then you get to union. This is the gift of harmonious union, or whatever the situation has to give you. The gift, a present, an offer, caring, growth, potential. And look at this funny little dude and the nice butterfly like doodad. So cool. Well, isn't that a union? That's where the present is. That's where it's given. So, you know, and it feels kind of weird that doing that twin flame inner work. And, you know, this is like also like, well, is that a good idea to like get these swords? I mean, he will just, you know, hurt his fingers. I don't know. It feels weird. It feels risky. That's how it is. It's not natural to you yet. Maybe the natural thing is, well, I'm just going to break out of the camp and just storm onto my opponent, right? Storm onto my twin flame. And it's like, no, we're going to do another kind of strategy that feels sort of weird because you're not used to it yet. But at a certain moment you are used to it, and then it, you know, it has become your second nature, as they say, or you find your true nature inside of it. Maybe that's a better way to say it. And you need a lot of practice for that, but you need to have trained yourself into it for your union to become a success. So that's why you come to the Twin Flame School. And for the complete change of your entire beingness, your entire outlook on life, that complete transformation, that's why you come to the school. And we make that complete, we make it safe. And I give you harmonious union. All right, we have angels that want to help you as well. So here's an angel. wants to help you. 48. And we have the angel number 5 that wants to help you too. That is real nice. I'm just going to look inside the book what they want to say to you. So that we know what kind of, maybe like protective field they bring in while you're going through your movements and your changes. Meyohe, that's how you pronounce his name. And the translation of that is, this angel is called God the Father and the Charitable. And he, she, anyway, angels are he, she, it, anyway, just joking a bit, is connected to these meanings: love, peace, and kindness, trusted friendships, family and children, fertility and growth, marital harmony and fidelity. Well, there you go, marital harmony and fidelity, because what is your twin flame union? It is your soul marriage. Fusion of masculine and feminine polarities. Well, there you go. It says fusion. I wouldn't say that about twin flames, but symbolically we understand this is union. Great soul, divine sexuality. Well, isn't your twin flame union the greatest sexuality of the divine nature there is around? It is. Associations and collaborations, clairvoyance and perception, providential protection, receptivity and listening. Well, what more can I say? This is the angel of union, of your twin flame union, and of the marriage that is. So you just go, you need to resolve this toxic situation. And the point of the toxic situation is, thus, we just talked a lot about how the twin flame key inner work works. And the point is that you need to resolve your own toxicity in yourself. And you are part of your union. So your release of your toxicity in yourself is going to go into your union, because you are part of your union. And that colors then your union. And your twin flame is part of your union. And it will be colored by this new sort of healing that you have inside of it. There will be, well, sort of infected by your healing. It will change. You need to work out this toxic relational business, and then this angel will drag you out of it. Sort of. All right, and we have angel 5, He, and this angel's names means God the Savior. And it stands for correction of errors, restoration of divine order, love of freedom, peace, enjoyment of simple and natural things, balance, diplomacy, and wisdom, straightening that which grows distorted, learning, especially learning languages, and success in exams, decoding signs received in dreams and daily life, improvement of character, beautiful and happy existence. Well, I think this really sums it up. You know, what the lesson is for you. So you need to learn that lesson, and this angel is going to help you to correct that error, to learn that lesson, in other words. And this angel next to it is going to infuse you with that divine marriage. Yeah, and these are like two sides of the same coin. Do the twin flame inner work. That's what it means. And these angels, they just fuse you into the result of that. That is utterly abundant. So we have 4 angel cards left. Well, let's just have a look. Let go of these toxic situations. Listen to your intuition. Does it fit? No. You're ready within the next few months. Well, there you are. You're ready to do it. You've now heard how it works. You have to let go of that relationship toxicity. You'll be able to see results if you really do it according to this plan that we discussed within the next few months. And then listen to your inner intuition and guidance for how it goes further. Yeah. And we can make that work for you inside the Twin Flame Abundance Now year group course if you want to. Also, this was talking about how you can repair the belief in true love. But did you know that you can also repair your relationship with money, your soul money, your twin flame connected money, your harmonious union connected money? You can repair that relationship, and I want to show you how. And at this moment, when this video appears, very soon we have the free 5-day plus Twin Flame money game, and you are invited. I just wanted you to know that. I have a link. It is below this video, and you can just put your name there and your email address and be assured that you're in. And you will be taken through workbooks that you can download, through meetings, through webinars, etc., to learn more about how you can heal that aspect of your union, because that's an aspect of union too. The money aspect and healing that relationship is very connected with your twin flame mission. Twin flame mission is actually a secret pillar of twin flame healing. So you really want to do that. You really want to heal that, and come join us in the money game. And I hope this helped. Bye. Welcome in your reading. We are going to look at the question, how can you repair the belief in true love in your union journey? And you had the mask from the Egyptian deck, and you had also deny, or maybe you had deny if you have done the quiz. And the mask card says this is your untrue face that restricts your possibilities. Realize yourself that you don't show the world yourself. You will be direct and honest to yourself and others. Exercise idea. Look at what you don't want to do anymore to make something happen. Okay. So look into, I don't want to have my mask on anymore when I go to my union. Well, that's going to be your solution for deny. Well, this is your deny. This is deny. Your mask is deny. You deny yourself your union because you're not being your real self. There you go. We're going to get another card from the Egyptian deck, and then we'll make the reading more complete with angels and fairies and dragon fae. Lots of invisible helper spirits under the guidance of Divine Mother, because I only do Divine Mother with like beings that can help us and whatnot. Divine Mother's guidance tells me that this is what we can work with for harmonious twin flame union right now. That's why I work with them. I don't work with them because I think they're the end all be all and I can use them without that inner connection. I actually can't, because, well, I can't because I am interconnected, but nobody can, because it means that you would not hit the mark. It may sound very special and magical, but you would not hit the mark. So that's how that goes. Anyway, so this is the other Egyptian card, Nephthys. Part of your soul that is incarnated. A attune to your unconscious. This gives you insight. You will experience clarity and see the reality. Exercise idea. Research the deeper meaning of the signals of your body. All right. All right. So it's very much about your unconscious. Well, and don't we often have a mask? Our ego personality self is not our true self, not our authentic self, not who we eventually will be in our harmonious union together with our twin flame. That version of us that we will eventually be together with our twin flame and manifest as. Don't we all have that? And don't we all have like that is unconscious that we have that, right? But it's a rich research to allow yourself to be honest about it, to allow yourself to come out of denial, to allow yourself to say, okay, that was unconscious, but now we're going to make it conscious. Like all these strange efforts that the child inside of me apparently does all the time, did all the time in the past, that I'm not open to be myself, who I truly am, but I some sort of feel this need to want to be something else. And I do this all the time, and I'm going to allow this to come up into the light to know what the heck I did. And that sets free the power, the real spiritual power to be with your true twin flame in your true union, being the true person, the true twin flame that you can be to your twin flame. Yeah. And how do you do that? Well, do the true twin flame inner work. Go to a twin flame school with a true twin flame teacher. That'll bust your unconscious. That'll bring up everything that needs to be seen to then be let go of, so that you can be the true person that you can be for your twin flame in your union. And for anyone else around your union as well, which is your mission. Wow. Well, I mean, it's actually very, very clear and very, very concise, especially because you have the denial group. Cannot be better. Let's also take these ones that stick out immediately. Let's take another one. The Dragon Fae that want to help you. And let's get some more fairy cards or fae cards. Now this one moved, so this one as well. Well, okay, you also have a lot of cards. The last group also had a lot of cards. It can happen. It's awesome, you know. It's awesome. Let's see if they are really going to be very clear as well. All of them? Do they all want to come? Well, okay then. That's a lot of angel cards. And you have... Oh, wow. Really? 3 as well? Well, you have a lot of cards. 3 angels. A lot of angels that want to help you. Okay, well, I accept. On your behalf. Let's have a look. Which Dragon Fae want to help you? Gaia's dragon. Divine union. You know, she is pregnant with your union. The universe is pregnant with you and your twin flames union. And we're all waiting for you to accept that love. We're all waiting patiently until you let that love be born inside of you. And this green dragon, she is like sitting in the middle of the lap of the green dragon, which is some sort of, you know, nature itself. And you are nature. And who you truly are in relationship to your true twin flame, in your harmonious union, the consciousness state that is all about, and that I can bring you to when you come to the work behind the YouTube screen, to the school Twin Flame Abundance Now, that has the door open at this moment when this video is released. That is your nature. So it's like a symbol for being in the middle of nature. Your nature. Union is your nature. Being the twin flame of your twin flame is your nature. But also the nature on Earth. Gaia's nature. That'll be very healing too. So if you are going, forest bathing and like reconnect with the trees and whatnot, it'll make you more real. It'll make you more the true you, less the mask, right? And this is like the birth process of you, who you are in your true twin flame union, which will be born when you have released all these unconscious aspects of discard, of the Nephthys card. So let's see, another dragon fader wants to help you. The green lady of Idraik Goch. I hope I say that right. The chosen one. Did you know I have a poetry collection book that I made when I was 16. That was my first one. In the end, after 2 more decades or something, I had my poetry books in all the bookstores around the country. But anyway, this was like my first 16-year-old booklet that I made just by copy pasting, physically making, going to the copy shop. That's how that was called back then. I don't know what we have today. And you just bound it together with like plastic spirals or something, And well, that book was called The Chosen One. And when we're all the chosen one of our twin flame. And that's why it feels some kind of magical, special, because you start for the first time to feel this divine love and that you belong there. And that's in the time that I felt that, because when I was 16, I was already 4 years at school with my true twin flame. Can you imagine? So that energy was around me all the time, swirling around me, but there was also this gigantic, difficult energy swirling around me because I was being abused at home, which made me misunderstand who my twin flame even was. And I walked after the wrong guy in that same school. Can you imagine? But at the same time, I felt it and I felt him, and there were moments that I did know some sort of unconscious or something. Unconscious Nephthys. The chosen one. We all feel that feeling like, yeah, we do have this inflow of divine magic, specialness. That's how it can sort of seem to you. But eventually, when you do the true twin flame inner work with the key tool, step into the school, work with a teacher, go to the consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union that it is all about for everyone, that really makes it come true, not only be this enormously overwhelming moment of like, wow, what just happened? I don't understand, but it already happened. Ooh, the twin flame came around. But harmonious twin flame union means that it becomes the norm, that it becomes livable, that it becomes safe and sane. And we know it is the true one, and it is not going to be made undone anymore. That's harmonious union. That's what we actually want. I know that sometimes the twin flame can already come earlier. It just, by accident, he came around, and I didn't know that I attracted it, but there he was, and it was so overwhelming, etc., etc. Yeah, I understand. But That's not what you really want. What you really want eventually is the consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union, because that means that you can build on it. That you can have that relationship build on it, and it won't be made undone anymore. So it's like yes and no. It's like, yes, it is a special, magical, you're the chosen one. The woman that comes forward out of the green of nature that says you are the chosen one. But it's also no, it's also like, but that's also the mask, like the magical mask of twin flames. And that eventually sort of comes off to really make it come true in the consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union. And then it becomes your norm. It's not special anymore. It's not a special mask anymore. But that's how it becomes true. And I thought that's what you wanted. And I can provide that for you. With you, together with you. The phase of the new moon, Fae. New moon Fae. Predicting with the soul. Well, it is this moment when you choose, like, I want to go there, what we just discussed. And this new moon Fae can help you to get there. It's this realization, I don't want the mask, I also don't even want the magical moment of feeling the twin flame love for the first time and being completely overwhelmed. No, I want the real deal. And this dragon Fae can help you get there. And we have this fairy that is going to help you. And this fairy is called the Silver Sisters. And they look like twin sisters, which is some sort of a symbol for the twin flame, isn't it? Time to seek protection against toxic thoughts and energy. So even this idea that you are the mask, and even when the mask seems to be that you're this chosen one with this deep twin flame love, in the end, that is toxic thoughts and energy, and you're going to let that go to have this birth moment of Gaia's dragon, of the real twin flame, the lasting consciousness state. A rock on which you can build that family, build that mission business. You see? And that is the real gift, the real present, a present, an offer, caring, growth potential. So this is a little fairy and dwarf twin flame couple. Looks like. And yeah, here it is given. That is the real gift. And and even that real gift looks pretty fairy tale-y, isn't it? It's like, but now it's the real deal. And it's a lasting deal, right? Sometimes in a mask we do have glimpses of, wow, that was a divine energy that came in. But it's not lasting, it's not, you can't build on it, and that's what you really want. But even when you have the real building thing that sticks, then it can also still look fairy tale-like. Don't be mistaken. The unicorn and the maiden. Okay. Communication with unicorns. Cleansing. Secret action or hidden action. So it's like this cleanse is the unconscious is being emptied of Nephthys. This happened to me too on my journey. My unconscious was being emptied and everything came tumbling out. That was the purification process that I don't know, we don't really count on it, or we don't count it to be so grave and so painful to let go of, but actually it's not painful. Just the stuff that you let go is toxic. But what you get is a beautiful result that sticks with you, that's heavenly. So why is it so it's actually not difficult, but we can experience it temporarily as difficult because the unconscious is being emptied. I have experienced that. Everything was emptied out of me. Everything that was toxic, and my abuse history, and my narcissistic abuse history, and of my parents and my mother, and being denied existence, and being denied psychological existence and physical existence and communication existence, and sexual abuse, and being sexually stalked, and all these memories that had formed my psychology, like what is safety? Well, it didn't exist. Like what is a friend? What is a parent? What is being cared for? All these things get defined by how we grow up. And I grew up in a world in which everything was upside down, which is what narcissistic abuse does. It is everything turned around. Like when a child is born, you would say that the parent gives and the child receives. But the narcissistic parent turns that around fundamentally. So the narcissistic parent wants to receive from the child. They see it as an opportunity to be fed in their ego. And that is the fundamental turnaround that the narc parent does. And that keeps on being like that in all small and big details of your entire growing up session, series, years, right? And then because that was how you grew up, that eternally repeats itself in all kinds of new situations as an adult, because that's how human beings are formed. So you are socially formed in childhood so that you can repeat that in adulthood. That is humans growing up developmentally and then living. That is how you're biologically built to do it, to live it, to be it, to form a psychology. So if that fundamentally has gone wrong from the first second on, and instead of all the like normal, like, oh, this is what it means to be cared for, there is something completely opposite and narcissistic in the place of that, that is also sexually wrong, let's say, as well, which is a very core part of what your identity experience of yourself is. Well, something goes very wrong, and you have all the wrong connections and ideas in your mind about how the world works and how relationships work. So you grow up and you're an adult, and all these relationships go wrong because of how you were programmed exactly the wrong way around. Well, why do I share this? I share this more often. It's just an example of my personal experience of what it means to have your unconscious emptied, because all of this and more came tumbling out of me when I started to do the Twin Flame inner work with the key tool, with Goddess guidance, with the Christ Masters on earth that are here to roll out the new consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union. That is the true fundamental development for twin flames that stick with you, that you can be happy with. When I started to do all this cleansing work, everything about all of these details came tumbling out of me, which means that I remembered all of them, because earlier I hardly remembered that this was so. I hardly got clear on how this influenced my life. Or in some cases I actually did, but then I sort of did not want that to be true at the same time. So that's where I had a mask. And what involuntarily happened on the cleansing journey, on the healing journey, with the correct twin flame inner work, with a teacher, in the right community, under God's guidance, etc. Eventually, I was flushed through and everything came out. Everything came out. And not only like what my parents had done wrong and so on and so forth, although that became incredibly clear. They had like done everything wrong that you could do wrong. And then the most wrong of it was that it was not wrong enough so that you would go to the police, but it was like just, just within the realm of, well, I'm still hesitating about that. And on the top layer of all of that was that you had to do, or else, as if that all wasn't so. You see, that was the worst aspect of it. That was like the brainwashing aspect of it. And that's why it was so deeply ingrained in my nervous system, in my brain structure, and so well numbed out in my brain that it only fully came out at a certain moment. And also when I was already in harmonious twin flame union, that's actually, you could say, when the worst part came out. The worst cleansing, if you could say it like that, or the best cleansing, because it was absolutely freeing and it was fantastic. The results were fantastic. So, I can't say anything else. That's the truth. But my complete unconscious was revealed. And all these feelings came out. And I just had this half thought. I want to complete this thought that I was just talking about, that it was not only what my parents did wrong, but it was also everything that I did wrong, you see. Wrong, what's wrong? Well, there are errors. They're like, well, the true version that I really am in my harmonious twin flame union, in the light of God, wouldn't do that, So that's what we mean with like quote unquote wrong. So, and you need to forgive yourself. That's what it comes down to. But everything will come up, and that's how you let go of the mask, and that's how you go, into the cleansed version of yourself in your harmonious twin flame union. So don't be afraid of it. It's only for the betterment of everything. Let's see. So you come out of denial, and, how can you repair the belief in true love in your union journey? Well, choose a new direction. Choose to let that happen. What we just discussed. Choose to allow the cleansing of your unconscious to happen. Yes. Yes. And everything will be added onto you from there on out. It will be so healing. Reconsider. Reconsider how you do it. Reconsider the mask. Reconsider like, oh, that wasn't right. Come out of denial. Reconsider your denial. Peaceful resolution. That becomes possible right then. And your health will be improved through it as well. Improving health. For sure. Can you imagine like the heart healing that I just talked about, when everything is, all these things are purified, when your denial is completely purged? Can you imagine how much better you feel, but also how much more health you will have in your body? For me, that was 1000% true. Oh my gosh, like I can't even tell you. It's just healed my body in itself. And now we're going to look at what angels of these 72 angels of God want to help you with all of this. 45, 62, and 36. All right, well, let's have a look what they stand for. 45. the God who motivates, Sahala 45. This angel stands for healing and recovery from illness, kindness, motivation and pure intentions, will, concentration and focus, ardor, enthusiasm and hope, impulse and awakening, new beginning, enhancing consciousness, balance of life force, master of the four elements, fire, air, water, and earth, protection from treachery. Well, feels very much like this angel knows what there is to heal and where we're going with that, to the healing itself. And that is going to help you immensely. 62. This angel is called Yohehe, which means the Supreme God, and stands for responsibility, wisdom, and truth, modesty, sincerity, and loyalty, introspection, and deep meditation. See, introspection, that's important here. To get rid of your fakeness, so to speak. It sounds maybe harsh, but for me that was true. My entire childhood was fake, because the narcissistic abuse places like, well, it's like a mask, but it's like a mask in the overdrive, you know. It's your ego, but it's like an ego in the overdrive. That's what the narcissistic abuse does. So my childhood was fake, emotionally fake, spiritually fake. And then however hard I fought against it, I was still trained into this social thing. It was awful because I couldn't make that work when I was an adult, until I completely let go of not only the fakeness of the narcissism, but of the ego personality completely. And I went to the harmonious union consciousness state. All right, so introspection, physical and mental well-being, illumination and newfound knowledge, philosophy and mysticism, solitude and tranquility, divine sexuality and pure pleasure, payment of karmic debts. There, we talked about it. That's another way to approach the same thing. Clairvoyance and clairaudience, positive harmonious atmosphere, beauty, poetry, and culinary art. That's nice, culinary art. 36 is also helping you. And this angel is called Menorda, and the name means the honorable God. And it stands for medicine and healing, advice, lack in change of residence. Luck in change of residence. I'm sorry. Well, change of residence, like residence, we go from mask to without mask. Helpfulness, vocation, career, and finding a job. Cooperation, availability, and altruism. Truth and freedom found in work. Inner work. Well, there we go. Willpower, discovering potential, and dedication and devotion. Well, this angel is going to help you transition. Beautiful. Like the autumn shadow is casting over the reading. Maybe we can make it a little lighter in the post edit space. I'm not sure. I hope you can see it still. Yeah, that's how it goes. It's dark early these days in the northern hemisphere. I just wanted to say that to close this off, if you found this inspirational, well, let me know with a comment, you know, that you picked this pile. That would be awesome, and how it maybe fits for you. And also, this was to make you heal the distance between you and your union in the belief in true love. But you can also heal the space between you and your twin flame mission. What about that? Because twin flame mission is connected to your soul money, your twin flame union connected money. And at this point, when this reading is being published, very soon, within days, we're going to play the Twin Flame money game, and you are invited. So feel free to add your name and email address in the link that is provided below, and be assured that you are in, and you will be able to also heal that department of your Twin Flame mission with soul money. And I want that for you too. So there's going to be 5+ days of complete healing exercises, workbook downloads, webinars, and whatnot to heal that inside of you and inspire you to heal that deeper. And yeah, feel welcome. And know that you are welcome in the group program, Twin Flame Abundance Now, right now as well. The link is also below. So I hope this helped. With love from Petra. Bye-bye. Well, welcome in your reading. You have chosen the Chariot for Ascension. I found the right word, Chariot for Ascension, and the Merkaba. That's how that form, of course, is called. Silly me, I just couldn't come up with it earlier, but now I do. So, and at the back, you also see like the Flower of Life, which is like the Merkaba, but then like in 2D. And then you see the Flower of Life. Anyway, the Chariot for Ascension, spiritual work for the, now I forgot that word. Well, anyway, for the student that is already further along. Or you have chosen, or the quiz chose for you, the group Together, which is also, this is your reading. So let's see, we're going to have a look. To have another one of this Isis deck for you, together with the Chariot for Ascension, which really feels like some sort of an instrument to like purify you, right? So maybe you are already together, that's what, or you have known them, or they came around already one time, I'm not sure. That's what the quiz outcome suggests about you. But you still need purification that Ascension provides for you. So let's see what more we have. Another clue is going to be the Temple of the Carniole. The temple of this, well, that's this. I didn't know that we were going to talk about this, but it's a crystal, and it's here. 1 second. I'm just getting it for you right here besides the reading. So this is Carniole inside this pyramid. So here you get like the energy, the very warm and like, yeah, warm, full of pleasure, soul pleasure, right? This Carniole stuff. Okay, so Temple of the Carniole. Well, these Isis cards are very much Egyptian. So this is a pyramid. So we're just going to keep it here. The Temple of the Carniole. Come inside the fiery belly of Sekhmet. And Sekhmet is, I think, sort of the divine mother of the Egyptians, which is also a very warm figure, you know, which corresponds with the Carniole. I'm just going to have a look quickly what's Sekhmet, if that is indeed Sekhmet, or if I was wrong. Well, it was the Egyptian lioness or sun goddess of war and healing. Okay. Sekhmet. Also Eye of Ra. She is the wife of Petra. Warrior goddess, as well as the goddess of medicine, solar deity. All right, well, there you go. Let's just keep it there, right? And so you're going to go inside the fiery belly of Sekhmet. While this warrior goddess with her warrior chariot of ascension, very fitting together. So if this is the group that says together, I already said the word just like here as well. I mean, you are together to ascend. You are together in your twin flame union. That's like the secret reason of you being together. Did you know that? Well, there we go. Secret reason for twin flame union, ascension. Well, also for mission, to like exude what you have received. But in doing so, the purpose of twin flames together is for ascension. For ascension of all people, of the whole earth, of the whole universe. The ascension of placing the leading edge of how far the universe is developed spiritually, is permeated with spiritual light. How much of that has been going on already, and to go to the leading edge of that and to augment that, to make that more for the betterment of everything and all. That's why you come together. That's why twin flames come in union. So if you want to be in union, do that. If you want to stay in union, do that. Understand that you're together for mission, and that mission implies ongoing ascension, which means in turn ongoing purification. And the Merkaba is a great tool or symbol for this purification. So you're going to be more and more purified, more and more the container of light and only light. So that you can exude more and more only light as mission. So that the leading edge of spirituality for the entire universe is more and more all-encompassing. Exuding the light into everything and all. Well, there you go. And if you're like, but well, we're together, but we still have problems or something. That seems what your group is about. Understand this. This is your direction to straighten that out. All right. Well, that's awesome. And we are going to see, well, this was the one that clearly was moving. Humara. Web of all life. I think we're going to get another one. These are the Dragon Fae cards. And we're also going to get some fairy cards for you. Oh, this one moved. This one sticked out. All right. So the fairies want to help you and the angels want to help you. What about that? All these, like, that's a lot. Well, we'll see what they want to say. All these angels. That's a lot. This one as well. Oh my gosh. Well, it's a whole bunch of angels. And now we have another angel deck. So let's see if there is another angel that wants to help you here. Well, these are two angel cards of that one. All right. So lots of angels that want to help you. More angels. Fae, Dragon Fae. All right. Lots of beings connected with Divine Mother, emanations from Divine Mother that I only use because we use it together with harmonious twin flame union in connection with Divine Mother, etc. Because we don't go to weird realms to have weird magical meanings. No, we connect with God, and God sometimes says, yeah, just play a little bit with these emanations for the answer. That's when it makes sense. That's how it makes sense. All right, so you have Humara, web of all life. Well, well, and isn't that exactly what we just have been talking about? The web of all life, of all the universe, of all light. It's a web. You know, this is a web. This, the flattened, the 2D Merkaba is the flower of life. That is a web. Life is a web. We're all connected, interconnected. Everything is interconnected. Because in essence, there's only one. And guess what that is? Union. Union. One. 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 We're all one. This is one. You want to be one with your twin flame because you are already one. Duh. Right? Humara, web of all life. This dragon fae wants to help you realize exactly that. And we have another web. Can you believe? This is the dream catcher. And she has the dream catcher in her hands, and on her face it also looks like a dream catcher. You know, sometimes you see that in like the Native American culture. You see like dream catchers. It's like this web again of with like maybe your hands can be like the outer ring or something, or like the face mask can be the outer ring, and there's like things that hang onto this web. It's like feathers and whatnot, and it is to let you dream only wise dreams and let the rest go, and collect the wisdom of your imagination at night, or maybe even your imagination of your daytime, and let the rest go. To be discerning while being in the web of one. Because you need to be discerning. Being in a web does not mean, well, it doesn't matter what we do. We throw everything all in a pile and that's okay. No, maybe that's not okay at all. That's not what that means. That's not what that means. We don't throw everything on a pile and then say, well, I'm a victim of this pile. That's not being in a web of one. You're discerning, and through your spiritual discernment, you know that underlying the ego and underlying all differences, we're all one and connected in the big web. We're not throwing all the outer differences on and toxicities and whatnot on a pile and then say, yeah, this is the all that is. Isn't it divine? No, well, not really. That's just a pile of ego nonsense. See, this is also some sort of a web. A fairy web. So let's have a look at this fairy web. Well, the Silver Sisters are here, which certainly looks like a twin flame in the physical symbol of twins, physical twins. Time to seek protection against toxic thoughts and energy. Well, just what I just said, right? What we just discussed. It's not one big pile of toxic heap. No. That's what we need to purify with this purification tool here. the Merkaba. And the other one is the keeper of stories. Well, stories are also weavings or something, you know, because this is about weaving your story, telling stories from generation to generation, or oral traditions, or however you want to say it, writing your wisdom down. And these trees are also a sort of a web. So the interconnectedness of the real underlying wisdom of the divine, in which you are connected with your true twin flame, in harmonious twin flame union, you know, that is when you are in the consciousness of it. It is not like, well, I just found this guy on the street and I drew him inside my home and I smashed the door in his face. And so I got him. I got the twin flame, you know. I got him. He's now the prisoner of my home. And I know it's the twin flame because I say so. Well, that's not the twin flame, or likely not, or maybe not, because it's not about, well, let's collect the body and put the body behind bars so that he doesn't run away anymore. Well, you have to claim the twin flame, but that's not the same. It is about being in the consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union. And then your true twin flame will be added onto you and will voluntarily stick with you behind that door because it's your household of you together. Duh, you know, logic. They want that too. And you claim them in that situation. You say, this is what I want. You say it every moment again. But they're not a prisoner. It's not about their body. It's about the relationship that takes place within that divine bubble of harmonious twin flame union, the consciousness state. That's what it is. It's not about, oh, I'm so proud because I got his body. Well, we'll see if that body is the right body. First you go to the consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union, then we'll see. And you really want to have the true twin flame, I promise you that. You don't want to have some body. Well, it will be warmer at night, I understand. But it won't be the true twin flame, so it won't be in that divine love. It won't be opening the door towards your true soul's abundance. It won't be opening up and birthing your mission. It won't be that they won't run away anymore. It won't be in the harmony and peace and enjoyment it is supposed to be about. So you really want to have it inside that consciousness state. I promise you that. You know, recently I did a whole series of like 7, I think, videos. They were all at least an hour long, or almost an hour. They're on my Patreon. You can go to my live videos, and then underneath it you can see the link to my Patreon, and that's like a separate website. You can become a member, and there you can see secret videos. You can also see secret blog posts about twin flames that are very helpful. You can also, well, many things you can do there. See the whole series of live shows, read the show notes of it, and many more things. And deals that will be added on to you as well, that are given out nowhere else and are incredibly inexpensive. But here's the thing. I made 7 videos of, well, they were sort of reviews of other twin flame teachers of a couple decades ago, of present day on YouTube, different ones. And, well, what you saw was that that didn't work out, you know. Almost all of them, I looked closer at what they were doing and saying in their videos about twin flames, showing their twin flames, being alone, talking about twin flames. Do they say the truth and whatnot? But every time I could clearly indicate to you, like, but they're not talking about harmonious twin flame union. They're not in that. Because then you wouldn't say this. Then you wouldn't be a victim. Then you wouldn't, I don't know, like, proclaim to be with the twin flame while it is clear that you're not and you don't understand it. That would never happen there. Very interesting and very revealing it was. Very revealing and very interesting. So I could just sort of see here that they were not in that consciousness state, brought here right now in our time by the Christ Masters, rolled out for everyone to be in harmonious union with their true twin flame right now, and more in the future, more people that reach that, because that is the new leading edge of spirituality for every culture and religion and anyone. I was initiated in that, and that's how it is possible for me to pass it on to you. But however accomplished, quote unquote, these people sometimes seem and talk, they clearly weren't in that consciousness state, because otherwise they would not say these silly things that are clearly mistakes. And I discuss all that. Very, very interesting and revealing. You should watch it. Go to my Patreon. And that's also how you can know and see, like, well, maybe they drag a body next to them in the frame of YouTube or what have you. It can be. But because they talk in a way that is not congruent with harmonious twin flame union, the consciousness state, that's not their twin flame, or they're not in harmonious twin flame union, the consciousness state, which is sort of the same because it doesn't make sense. It's not the real deal anyway. They connect wrong, or it is not the twin flame at all. And you can sort of see it through that, through discussing what they're saying and comparing it to what is harmonious twin flame union. Anyway. Stories in the web, but it needs to be the real deal. You need to go to the real story connected to the real ascension, connected to the real Divine Mother and Divine Mother's tools, and how Divine Mother pointed out to me the Christ Masters of our time right now, on earth right now, and how they have brought us the consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union. That's where it is at. Not in any story, not in any web, in the web that is rolled out by that exclusively. All right, let's see. You have a lot of angel help. How about that? 71, 38, 27, 66. All these angels are helping you. 44, 49, 41, 'Let's see in the booklet what they have to say. Maybe they just have a lot to say about how they're all going to help you. I'm very curious. 71, which is almost the highest one, the last one. Hey Yo-Yo, and the name means God of the universe. and is associated with lucidity and discernment, protection at work, decisions, victory and peace, courage and strength of mind, receptive intelligence and strategy, freedom from oppressors, staying on or rediscovering the right path, new ideas and concepts, receptivity to divine inspiration, great energy, leadership. Well, it really feels like the big leaps that you can make with the Ascension Chariot. 38. Let me see what they have to say. Hey, May, and the name means God, hope of all which ends the earth. And the associations are strategy and planning, taking care of others, highest human achievements, behavioral science, beauty, harmony and peace, good education, courtesy, and conviviality, transcendence, dissolution of inner and outer violence, charisma, persuasion and compliments, extraordinary love story, divine sexuality, mysticism and spiritual quest. Wow. So, what I think is very interesting is that the name means God, hope of all which ends the earth. Like the world is, the earth is ending or something. Like we are closing off this web of ego and we are going to ascend it, transcend it, transcendence, to go to this extraordinary love story of twin flames with divine sexuality, mysticism, and spiritual quest. That's what it was all about. And, well, this angel is helping you with it, clearly. Angel 27 is also helping you. Yoreta, and the name means God the Protector. Protection from enemies, eloquence, confidence, inexhaustible energy, propagation of God's light, optimism, teaching through speech and writing, sociability and being civilized, justice, science, literature, and the arts, dispelling confusion, success, and progress. Well, I like that. You know, it feels like, oh yeah, we're ascending and now we're just coming in confidence and optimism and justice and success, right? And the full clarity and light and optimism that you are going to meet there. This angel is helping you with that. And angel 66, Menorque, and the name means the strength of God. Calming and healing, strength, lasting friendship, finding work quickly, stability and trust, beautiful and harmonious life, high morality, amiability, kindness and benevolence, potential hidden in the depths, neurotechnology, dreams, reunification of body and spirit. Well, I think we certainly can also make use of a bit of a calming and healing energy. So I love that. 44, which I always experience as an angel number in itself, really meaning that the angels are here. Yolahe, meaning, the name means God the Eternal. Universal protector and spiritual guide, divine justice, military talent, fight against adversity, resolution of conflict, victory and establishment of peace, protection against injustice, resolution of karmic debts, self-assertion, courage and audacity, openness and loyalty, success in enterprises, wisdom, leading and helping others. And then we have 49. Angel 49. The great and exalted God, Vaheva. Dedication, selflessness and generosity, protection from theft and accidents, divine greatness and wisdom, meditation, visualization and mantras, access to parallel worlds, illumination and inspiration, detachment from material things, sensitivity and diplomacy, freedom from instinctive desires, fraternity and humanitarian aid, aspiration, writing. And we have Angel 41. Hey, hey, hey. Okay, then the name means the God of the Trinity, dedicated and faithful servant, vocation based on spirituality. So here's your twin flame mission coming in. Spiritual guide, shepherd of souls and missionary, faith and spiritual wealth. Here's your soul money coming in too, your abundance, protection against enemies of spirituality, sacrifice, leadership and wisdom, courage, the meaning and purpose of life, knowledge and vision. Well, this is really, your twin flame mission leading to your twin flame abundance is really the meaning and purpose of union life for sure. Knowledge and vision, meditation while in action, luck in travel and friendships. And the last two angel cards of another kind that wants to help you are take action and success. Wow. Wow. Take action in guidance. What is your guidance that you feel through the help of these angels and the help of these, well, Sekhmet, and the help of the fays and the fairies and the dragon fae? And it will lead to success. You will be successful if you do what this is about. And to make this all work, of course, we do have the Twin Flame School, Twin Flame Abundance Now. The door is open right now. And I just also wanted to let you know at the end of your reading that this was to heal, to repair the belief in true love in your Twin Flame Union journey. But you may also want to repair the soul money and the relationship that you have with the soul money, the relationship that you have with your twin flame mission, in which your soul money and your twin flame abundance play a role. If you want to also repair your relationship with that part of things, you are invited to the Twin Flame Money Game. And when this video comes out, we'll start very soon. It'll be Monday, November 17 that we start. You'll be invited to download your daily workbooks, to come to Zoom meetings, to come to webinars, all kinds of things that help you repair your relationship with your soul money connected to your twin flame. And it's completely free, 5+ days, 5 days plus a little bit more. And yeah, you're welcome. There is a link underneath this video or in the pinned comment, and you can leave your name and email address there and be assured that you're in. It will be led via email, and I will see you real soon inside the Twin Flame Money Game. And also, in general, I hope, again, on my channel. Much love from Petra. Bye-bye.